want to lead by example. I want people to trust me.
I don't know what kind of trickery this is, but it's a very poor one.
It probably comes from not wanting to lose more people.
I will do whatever it takes to get where I want and where I want to go.
I wanted it to come from me. I wanted to show you guys myself.
All right. So where we left off, Gale had just surrendered, and now you have him, knocked unconscious Skesh and Tebrew in custody. Way down below in the chasm is supposedly a dead Dane. Laura's just been brought back to life by Velky. Is there anything you all want to do in the immediate here and now?
Yes.
I was just made Princept of...
Yeah,
Night.
you also were Zintris was just made Princept of the Night, whatever that entails, considering you don't have a province, but...
I was going to say, like, first order of business is figure out exactly what I'm supposed to do now.
Take over the world.
Yeah.
Of course.
Well, Gale was trying to take over the kingdom, so I guess if you want to take up his mantle...
Just gonna be the new big bad.
Yeah.
Let's go, Zen, me and you.
Zin is the new BBEG.
Well, this will be a quick fight. I can't hit worth shit.
I would like to consult my team, my friends.
Okay, your friends.
Should I fly down there and grab that body, and then maybe we can resurrect him as a sign of good faith, or do we still not trust these people and we don't want more of them alive?
Think.
Well,
Sorry?
do we know how far...
I said, what do you think?
I just heard ink, like the rest cut off. Yeah, I just heard ink. I'm like, what?
You made me ink.
How far
what-
down do you think that is, and do you think anything survived to resurrect?
Well, fair. As long as he's not like a gibbledy mush, I should be able to true resurrection him.
Won't that change his race? Because that would be really funny.
No, that's reincarnation.
That's
Oh, my bad.
reincarnation.
Same thing.
But I
Just
think
make
we're high
another
enough level
tiefling.
now that I can just have true resurrection. Yeah, he would just be another tiefling. We've decided that Onates just revives tieflings. I think, because you did ask what I think.
I did.
I think that the thing is that I'm not sure I trust him. Like, he gave up, but this whole time he had been pretending to not be what he was, so he's really good at lying. And he's tricked us before.
He's
Tricked
been
me
nothing but
before.
truthful to you.
What? So his real name is Theo Magnus?
I mean, Clark Kent is still Kal-El.
Yeah, and you wouldn't
Oh,
say,
well.
and you wouldn't say if he told someone I'm Clark Kent. Like he go like okay, this is we're going far off. That is a bad.
You shouldn't have used superheroes.
Yeah.
But it's true. You can have more than one name and both be true.
I do it every day.
Okay. Well, you know what? Fair, I do too.
I was gonna say something that doesn't
But I
make sense.
think-
That's alright.
We're in a unique position where we could save this person. Who's the one who died? Sorry, remind me again.
Dane.
And Dane is which province?
Aaron
Oh,
Eve.
man.
Aaron Eve. He's the one who was poisoning a man.
No, that was Skydusk. That was Edson.
Oh.
Aaron Eve is Grizel.
Oh, Aaron Eve's Grizel. Okay.
You do, once again, if you just click the pin,
Yeah.
it's right
I
there.
should.
But I thought Mel said old man. That's why I was like, oh, he's the one who
No,
was
I said
poisoning.
bald man.
Bald man.
Also, I think I have to update that.
I'm not sure what I think actually. What
Yeah.
what,
Maybe Xehanort?
what do you guys think? Should we revive Dane? Should we attempt to revive Dane?
You don't even fucking have an opinion.
Well, like, because
It's already dead.
I'm very stuck in the middle if it's a good idea. I don't know if I want to give Gale here.
Unfortunately, there
more
is no
forces.
right answer here.
Yeah.
You've posed an impossible question. If you revive him, you can just kill him again, but then you look like the biggest dick in the world.
I think, like, he's already dead.
He is already
Just
dead.
don't kill the other people.
So you think we just leave it?
Oh, you
At
ain't
this
getting
point,
any
yeah.
better.
I don't know.
Okay.
Velky has been dealing with people bringing back other people from the dead for a long time. Did he just do
Lord
it? Technically.
killed him and is quite pleased with themselves for doing that. So,
Hey.
I'm doing a lot of good work.
I'll just leave it then.
Oh, Lord. All of his hard work, you're undoing it.
I guess then Anataste will just look at Galing, and I think I said this last time, but just to reiterate, do not make me regret trusting you again.
No response.
Alright, let's get these fuckers out of here. Or the other two fled, right? It's just him?
No,
Tabru and
one-
Skesh are here, unconscious. One has fled Edson. Gale told you where he would have gone.
Oh, yes, he did.
Michael didn't, but Gale would have.
Yeah.
There, I updated that. I updated it and immediately realized that I messed up. There you go. I updated it.
Advisor Edson, Advisor Dane dead, Advisor Eden retired, Luna. I think the Luna's already in there. Hell yeah.
Well, you said.
Yeah.
Night Zintris.
Night Citrus.
Good night, Zintris.
If anybody doesn't have anything else to do in the creepy Undercity, I guess we take these fuckers up to custody and see if, like, we can stop the war that's happening above us.
Okay.
Yes, war.
What is it good for?
Absolutely nothing.
Okay. As you reach the surface, with your 3 prisoners in tow, things have calmed down up here.
Well, that's good.
Emmett and Tone have managed to take hold of the two sides of the war. Your brother Sam has decimated the armadas.
Not
Yeah,
the
he
Amardas.
They
That's my
can't
boy.
do anything.
Yeah, it's hard to fight a ship that you can't really hit.
The problem is they can hit it, but it doesn't go down because that's not how it works. It can be underwater. It usually is.
It's like they're fighting the ocean itself.
Yeah, and that's not a thing you can do. That's the first thing you learn as a sailor. Don't fight the ocean.
I think the first thing you learn as a sailor is actually how to walk on a ship.
I was
And
gonna
then
say
the
the first
second
thing
thing
that
you
you
learn-
learn as a sailor is to fight with the ocean.
I think the first thing you learn as a sailor is how to scout.
I'm pretty
about
sure you
scoring?
already said what you thought the first thing a sailor could do is. Or should
you can't
learn
take back.
is.
You can't take your-
just
you
pick a
can't-
new thing. No take backsies.
Stick with your first thing, Michael. Already said it.
Alongside the armies being stopped by Emmett and Tone, there are plenty of soldiers or agents of the night whom have been outed and make an investigation check on a taste.
All of us, or oh, me?
Yeah, just one of you.
No,
Okay.
it's like a 5.
Yeah. That's unfortunate.
I mean, can I use my new influence as Knight Princeps to tell whoever's left to stand down?
Yeah,
Sneaky
I think-
ninjas, back down. I'm your leader.
I think you can. They don't answer to you in that way. Their leader is in custody, so they stand down when they see that what has happened. But it's not exactly like you are now their leader. These were people that were radicalized under him. They're not a part of a nation that has to listen to you. So with that, we can jump around a bit if we like, unless there's anything up here people want to take hold of for a moment. Going once. Going twice. Okay. So let us go down Discord list. We'll start with chess. We'll do a couple of your things before jumping.
Okay.
We are going to now cover the next 6-ish months leading up to when the next meeting of all the Princeps is, the Princep Festival.
Wait a fucking second. Does that mean we're skipping people's birthdays?
Technically, yes.
Good to know.
The
Birthday.
birthdays we have to cover are Velkys, Onates,
shit. I'm a
Onate's
year
had his
old!
first birthday in October.
Kashana and Zintris, Lore,
So everyone's birthday.
everybody's birthday.
birthdays.
The campaign's birthdays are really front loaded in the year.
Onates is a year old now.
Alright, carry on.
So
Oh,
you
we
want-
don't skip Marigold's birthday. Marigold does get us a little party where we make him little party hats and stuff.
Yeah.
That's
Right.
later. Laura's having a bad time.
come up with something for Velky's birthday. I didn't realize we were going through that. Okay, so we want to start with, where's my list?
Check it twice.
Okay, so one of the things is like a general, he's doing this the whole time.
Okay.
he's gonna just basically travel the entire kingdom. He wants to go around the whole place. He's doing anything he can, ranging from potential big things, because there's been a lot of drama going on, to just like generic small things like helping I was gonna say old lady across the street, but like small stuff like that. Like he's just going around everywhere and helping.
Okay.
One of the main reasons he's so busy is he's just teleporting all the time. The like actual things he wants to do of the immediate variety is he wants to get brain function work. Luna, he wants to get Luna sworn in as his advisor.
Right.
And he wants to offer the guard captain job to Bren.
Okay. So, do you, I guess you kind of will get that settled before you start traveling the kingdom, because you need someone to run your stuff while you're gone. It is a big shift for Luna, as she is shifting from just being the leader of the Kenku to now helping run the entire province. How well does she do with this, considering it was her idea to have weekly parades?
I can't remember who I gave it to, but I'll get the presidential phone back to give to her in case she needs my insight. Or needs me to come
I believe
home.
you gave it to Emmett and Tone.
It was either Emmett and Tone or Serenado, but I take it back, whoever I gave it to. Yeah, it was Emmett and Tone, because we were going into the Undercity, and they were going back up, yeah.
She takes to it very well, and it helps integrate the Kenku even better.
Yay!
They get to keep their tradition of the forest alive, while helping bridge the gaps that were once left by the previous leadership, quote unquote.
Those are my birds.
They're your birds.
I love them.
She does also, though, want to push for more Kenku appreciation parades.
You know what? With everything they've been through, they might deserve a couple of those.
She just wants one for like each change of the season.
Okay. That's probably doable.
Yeah, 4 parades a year.
I think we can make 4 parades a year happen. We can make a whole thing out of it.
Let's see how well Bren takes to his new position.
If he even accepts it. I'm not forcing him to take it. It is being offered to him. I think that he has the potential to do great with it. He just needs some confidence.
I mean, he's pretty confident. He's just scared of you.
He needs to be less scared of me. I'm his friend. I know I'm a scary guy sometimes.
He takes to it pretty decently.
Yay.
It's basically just what he was doing before, but with more responsibility. But it's basically the same job. He just went up a few ranks.
Captain Bren.
Captain Bren of the branch. Unless you want to change the name of your military. From Bren's branch.
I've not thought about that at all.
Fair enough.
So the branch can stay for now. The Pebbles.
The Pebbles. The branch and Pebbles. Okay. You now have them looking after your province in a well-rounded manner. Though a big thing is the fact that Eden didn't mess anything up. Eden was doing a genuinely good job.
I respect that. And I assume while I'm there taking care of stuff, there's no sign of her.
You can make an investigation check if you like.
Sure, while I'm here. 12?
No sign at all.
Yeah, I didn't
You
think there
can
would be.
dedicate a group to look for her if you like. It'll take time.
I think she's off the hook for now.
Okay.
Until Gale acts up again, she can rest for a little bit.
So what else is on the plate for Anates?
Oh, he wants, and he might get Ishart involved in this, just because making the things would probably be faster with his super forge. He wants what he has with Luna and what we have, like the Sending Stone network, but he wants that for the Princepts.
Oh.
He wants to get that made. That way there's an actual network of communication, and it's not taking us 5 months to travel to another country only for that Princept to be dying.
Right. I mean, are you wanting to have like some sort of special enchanted piece of equipment for him to forge, or do you just want a series of sending stones?
Just Sending Stones like we have with the group.
Because you could just buy those. You could just buy a 7-way sending stone network.
And I bill that to
Ardent
Mornran. I'm a
Stone.
little broke. Me Anates is broke.
If it's
Can
something that is for everyone, I think you could probably get a split going.
Okay, cool.
Having everyone contribute to the money.
I will get a network of Sending Stones made, and then realize that 3 of them are staying in the party.
I mean, that's still good to have.
Yeah.
I mean, that's like three less you have to buy since like we already have ones between the party.
Yeah, but I want ones that are connected with all the Princepts.
Yeah,
Yes,
very
so that's-
specifically, this is a set of sending stones that speak directly to all the other Princeps sending stones.
And then part of his journey around the world will be handing those out to Emmett,
Okay.
Tone, Monvi, Serenata.
Yeah. Are they
Very
color
spec-
coordinated
Hell yeah, they
to
are.
everyone's crystal?
Hell yeah, they are. That's dope.
I forget. Did you say what color the night crystal glowed?
Black.
Black.
Black as night.
Considering Zin's entire outfit scheme, it worked out nicely.
And
Yeah,
he
'cause
had
he's-
to change his whole entire thing.
Yeah, no, it fits in well. He's all black and white themed already.
Yeah, it's not like in Power Rangers Dino Thunder when Tommy was like, dang, I gotta go buy a bunch of new black clothes.
Which is funny because when he says that, he had been wearing a black shirt for the previous 6 episodes up until that change.
Yeah.
I need to go get more black, but you're wearing black.
That was the last black shirt he had. He needed more.
It is a funny line, but
So yeah, so Zin, Anates, and Velki can all mark down that you have a Princept sending stone.
A prince stone.
Hmm.
And I'm assuming-
Stonesept?
I'm assuming the other 4 agree to this
Yes.
and don't shove a stone back in my face and tell me to go myself.
Considering
Rizal might have
recent,
done that, but
considering recent events, everyone is all for having a direct network while still
Oh,
being able
yeah.
to keep their general protections.
yeah. Okay.
Emmett and Tone also need to work on new advisors. That's really good.
So does Zin.
Yeah, if Zin wants an advisor, he can figure out.
Zin has to figure out what the heck he's ruling.
I think so does Velky too. Velky doesn't have a advisor right
Velky
now.
does have an advisor, actually. It's Orlin. It's been Orlin this whole time.
Oh, did you
Oh,
officially?
that makes sense. That makes sense that it's Orlin.
Yeah. I'll put that
He
in
has
there.
literally been fighting the front lines for Velky since months ago.
Yeah, it makes sense that it's Orlin.
He's in the trenches. All right. Zin.
Yeah.
What do you get up to over the next few months?
Like I said, trying to figure out what the hell I'm actually princept of now.
Sure.
While also working on my swashbuckling.
Yeah, let's start with the swashbuckling. You get contacted by your father.
Ugh.
Do you respond?
I hang up.
You hang up, okay.
No, wait. Hear him out.
Yeah.
What's he gonna say? So you
I
can
might
throw
as
it in his
well-
face.
I was
Brag,
gonna say,
brag,
I might
brag.
as well listen and then hang up.
Or hang up and immediately call him back and be like, no, I'll hear you out.
Well, it's not on a phone
have your
because
finger
phones
over-
don't exist.
But have your finger over
Know
the
what I mean.
like call the hang up button, so then you're like something fucking nice.
So very begrudgingly your father contacts you because there is an issue with his shipping and trading company on the seas, in that his ships are constantly being targeted and robbed by a pirate, but there never seems to be any trace of them, almost like everything's just suddenly teleported off of their ship. And you're the only one he knows that could maybe have an idea of how to stop this.
Oh, that sounds like
Grizel.
Brazil.
No. Strizel.
no.
Strizel.
Yeah.
Strizel. Yeah, fucking time, bitch.
It doesn't take
Wrong
long for you
spell.
to realize that it sounds like someone who could maybe mess with time.
For her, I have no regrets in giving her that thing.
I make no promises, but I have an idea to look into.
And do you look into it?
I mean, at least a little. We don't want to disrupt the economy too much in Springkeep.
True.
I like the idea of being like, yeah, I'll look into it, and then like in front of your dad phoning Grizel. Not Grizel. Strizel. Now I'm doing it. Strizel,
Yeah.
and being like, hey, can you stop? And your dad just being like, what the actual fuck?
You never really had a way to contact her. So over time you track her down. Let's see how well it goes. I want you to make an investigation check.
33.
Yeah.
I have a plus 15.
Yeah, plus 15. It doesn't take much time at all. The hardest part is really just figuring out where she's going next. But eventually you do manage to catch up to her in one of the many ports of the kingdom. She has, from what you can tell, just ransacked another one of your father's ships. Do you approach her, or does she see you first?
I probably approach first. You're a very hard woman to track down.
I've been trying to make it harder and harder ever since we last saw each other.
I could see that.
But how are you doing? I have heard great news about you taking down some sort of big bad guy. Find yourself in a bit of power.
Power of what I still have yet to figure out, but...
She offers you a drink in the bar that you're in.
Yeah, might as well.
So what do I owe the pleasure?
Well, about the ships you're ransacking.
Ah, yes. I've been trying to actively target your family. I figured you might appreciate that.
Is it just my family?
Not just your family, but
Okay.
I never give up the opportunity when they arrive.
The asshole in me wants to just go carry on.
The asshole you want to be.
Sort of like slow down. Be like, so.
Yeah, I was
you
going
do
to
it out
say,
of,
like...
3 out of 5 times instead of 5 out of 5.
Yeah, I was going to say, we might want to just ease back a little. We don't want to completely disrupt the Springkeep economy. Appreciate the gesture. But at some point, something's got to actually make it to land to be sold.
I mean, I've been selling it.
Good.
At fair price, I would hope.
Of course.
Conundrum.
If anything, they might be getting a better deal. Though I suppose any amount of money I get is a wonderful profit for me since I didn't initially pay for it. So really the thing that's happening is your father is buying goods and I'm selling them.
Thinking, do I want to try to stop it and make him basically indebted to me, or do I want to keep jerking him over with this? Yeah, I'd still probably say slow it down a touch. Just maybe let like a dozen or so ships through every so often.
Make a persuasion check.
26.
26. All right. I suppose I've had my fun.
Like I said, I appreciate the gesture.
Your dad is a right asshole.
Indeed he is. It's everything he has coming to him.
But I'll slow down for now. Unless he crossed my path.
Yeah, do with him what you will if that happens.
There's a bit of a odd glint in her eye as you say that. And you relay that the issue has probably been solved to your father, or do you just let him wonder forever?
I relay that I have done what I can to ensure that it how do I phrase this? That he will start seeing ships again.
Okay.
I don't say how many he'll see, but he'll start seeing ships again.
But they'll be seen.
Yes. Ships with, well, I guess he's been seeing the ships. He'll see the cargo.
Yeah, you'll see the cargo on said ships for once.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I also, I suppose, get in contact with my sister about her fantasy cancer.
Her fantasy cancer? Yeah, I guess that's one way to put it. What do you do about that? She's only got hundreds of years to live left.
Well, I'm not exactly sure what I could do as Night Princess about that now, but like, I suppose in all the traveling I get in contact with like Belky and Anates and see about getting like whatever doctors we can to look at her.
Yeah, so whatever it is doesn't seem to be able to be cleared by magical means. I guess though Velky has wish, so you could probably wish the illness away.
He sure could do that.
If you wanted to possibly waste your future wishes.
I mean, I won't force anything. That can be between Velky and my sister.
But otherwise,
literally between you and Velky, actually.
basically what I'm saying is like magic itself doesn't seem to cause it to go away, like no healing or restorations. There's something else going on with her with this fantasy cancer. And I would say a wish spell would get rid of it because that's how strong a wish or divine intervention is. But otherwise, this is probably going to have to be something that is found more physically, which Onate's realm could probably work on.
It's true, he did kind of help make that one cure with herbs and shit.
Yeah, then I suppose I could ask.
I mean, it was a group
Onates-
effort, but you
Yeah.
know.
Yeah.
Suppose I could ask Onates to have Mornwyn kind of look into it, just so that way others who might suffer from whatever it is could possibly be cured in the future.
Oh, Rohan has freed himself from the confines of the jacket.
Oh no.
For him. Let me free.
Okay, so Onates, do you start dedicating a ward to figuring out this illness and a cure?
Zin asks, yeah.
Okay.
Onates will get people on it. He'll specifically, like, knowing that everybody in Mornren is in tune with nature, but figuring the Kinku's even more so, he'll bring it to Luna specifically first, talk with her about it. See if she has any ideas.
Yeah, they'll start. Well, I'll give a nature check from Luna, see if there's a good start there. No, unfortunately not. This is gonna take some time.
Okay.
But, I mean, hey, hundreds of years left.
You're forever alive now, so...
Yeah, and Onates is forever alive.
Still
Alright.
Alive is going to be playing at your non-existent funeral.
Still
Yes,
alive.
Rohan. I know.
Oh,
While
buddy.
you're dying, I'll be still alive.
And when you're dead, I'll be still alive.
Okay.
Still alive.
Still alive.
Now I gotta listen to it.
Fair. Go for it.
I will.
Okay.
Doing it right now.
Fine.
What are you gonna do?
Nothing.
Maybe.
So's interests.
Mm-hmm.
Unless you want to jump to the Night Princess stuff later, we can go back to chess.
Yeah, let's spread it out some more.
Okay, chess. What's next?
Oh boy. Okay, currently in the midst of that one. Why did I put that? Why do I still care?
That's a great question.
I guess in his travels around the world, he well around this kingdom, certainly don't know any trees in other kingdoms. He wants to just see if he can find any. I wrote well-meaning voidwalkers displaced by the group disbanding. And see if he can get them into honest work, not drug dealing and secretly working for for the Night Princess.
You still care because you made a promise, that's why.
Yeah.
But what about the anti-Voidwalker laws that keep them from working for like 3 years?
Yeah.
Ow, bro. Not the vein right there. Come on.
They got a 90-day non-compete clause.
Yeah, just like the Yakuza.
Yeah, so that's one thing he'd be doing on his travels, seeing if he can find people and kind of lean them towards better things.
Sure. Oh, what's a good check for this?
Survival.
Survival in that you're doing a check to help them survive.
Yeah.
Persuasion to convince them to go to better callings?
I mean, it's one thing to persuade them, it's another to actively be able to set up the channels needed.
I mean, that would also be persuasion too. Setting up the channels.
I guess that is true. What do you feel, Chess, in your heart of hearts, your Kingdom Hearts?
I think survival was funny.
Is it the right answer, though?
I think persuasion is closer to the right answer.
You're gonna perceive these guys.
Yeah, perception.
If this was Pathfinder, I'm pretty sure there's like a contact skill that this would go under.
Or if this was Fate, resources.
Yeah, it was Fate, it would be resources. Well, I think persuasion
sounds correct.
Okay. I want you to make a persuasion check.
Maybe performance. It's for fun.
Oh. That was cocked because I had to slap it to stop it from rolling off the table. 21.
21? Okay. So you do manage to get a fair amount of people. You're basically persuading them that there's a better way. That even after life has shot them to shit, that there's still hope.
Seeing if I can get them jobs at like local tavern, point them to like local taverns, local shops.
Yeah.
Get them on the straight and narrow.
Get them on the straight and narrow. I want you to roll a D100 for me. and you can read it however you want to read it.
Well, I'm gonna read it however D&D Beyond tells me to read it. 59.
Okay, you help 59 people.
Damn, that's a lot of people. I don't even know 59 people.
Well,
do
a lot
now.
of taste does.
Yeah.
And I would like to say that with the success of this, over time, over years, it ends up becoming a well-established foundation to help people get back on their feet.
Do I get to name the foundation?
Yeah, you can name it.
1 second, I need to find their name. Actually, no, you know what? I don't remember her name. Was it Carrie? The bartender who got messed up on drugs from...
Yes.
Her name was Carrie? It's the Carrie Foundation.
Oh.
I was gonna go a different route, but then I remembered that. It's the Carrie Foundation.
All right.
Do you help Carrie?
No,
I think Carrie could be one of the people you help.
Okay. Oh, sorry. I thought. Sorry. I thought Jer said, "Did you help Carrie?" Like, and that's why I was like, "No, that's kind of the reason this is happening is because he feels like complete ass."
No,
About
like,
what happened to Carrie.
within the 50 people. No, she actually doesn't get helped at all. She just
No,
we're just using her name.
It's like, what the fuck, guys?
We were unsuccessful in helping her, so now we're naming the foundation after her, but she doesn't get any royalties.
He would love to help Carrie.
Like how marathons are named after the person who died doing it.
Exactly. Dog bless you, Terry Fox.
He would love to help Carrie.
Okay. Very nice.
And thank you, Michael, for your Carrie Terry Barry naming scheme that helped me remember that character's name.
Yeah, that entire town was great. They were all Southern for whatever reason.
By accident,
By
but also
accident.
on purpose.
Terry, Barry, and Edwin.
Guys, if I speak in a Southern accent, if anybody speaks in a Southern accent, I am now Southern for the rest of the day.
Yeah.
It's happened to me.
Let's jump over to Velky.
Velk.
Oh, you said that, and I immediately got like the shooting pain in my head.
Okay,
Oh, no.
never mind.
What the fuck?
I named a character and Mel died.
I was like, uh-oh, I have to exist, and then...
Oh no.
That sucked, dude. Whoa. Oh, it hurts. What the hell? Give me a second. Where did this come from? Okay, first thing I'm gonna do is take a long rest.
Fair.
Real life.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll see you in 8 hours.
Okay, bye. No, in the game. Bro. Figure it out, dude. Oh, come on. How come now you're acting up? You're my dad
Because
on the
now
phone.
you're doing something.
I know, I've been doing nothing for the past hour, and he's like, la-di-da, and now I'm doing something. He's like, I must breathe. God. Okay. Where do I want to start?
From the beginning.
Okay. Guess I'm gonna go back in time.
Hell yeah.
Oh
It all
shit.
started at
Upon a
festival.
time, a little blue tiefling was born.
I think
start.
in proximity to where we are right now, first thing he'd want to do is check on Emmett and Tone over the next couple weeks. Also, he would not let Velky out of his... That's me. I'm Velky.
Yeah, Bucky squared.
He would not let Lore out of his sight. He could be Velky squared.
Or
if Lore
could be
felt
Bucky
like it.
squared.
So he'd invite Lore back you automid with him also because he needs to finally check on his place.
Okay.
Comes happily.
He's gonna meet. He's gonna bring his best friend and his dragon to meet his best friend and his not dragon.
All right. So when you get to Orlin, they are still in the midst of this religious revolution.
Uh-huh.
But thankfully there's time for you guys to interact and meet, as after the last attack before everything went down, when you had to have Orlin look after your dragon.
Horrible timing.
Yeah, horrible timing.
Just the worst timing.
That was an everything happening at once moment.
I need you to babysit while you go to war.
I just can't have this dragon right now.
We're about to go on trial. I can't. Oh no, he's back.
The dragon?
No, Rohan. You may as well be the dragon.
Durgan.
Oh wait, Durgan.
Your fat son.
Um.
One of your fat sons.
After that, though, things kind of settled down. It seems like the opposing forces may be regrouping at the moment, trying to figure out what to do.
Rohan's gonna break the door down for real. I'm so sorry. Hold on. Bro,
We stand Mel's fire out, fat son.
I'm trying
Have to
to
send Mel.
exist.
That fat son.
That's
Bigger.
true. Alright. So, under things that I definitely want to do in Automid that don't necessarily involve just catching up with Orlin, thing one, while we are in the middle of our religious revelation, I would also like to set up a grant foundation system for forwarding research and development in the area that includes Lore's parents getting a grant to study the ruins.
Ooh, nice. Is this going to extend to the ruins in every province? Are you going to try and get everyone on the line on for this one, or just the ruins in Automid?
Well, it would be cool if everybody else also wanted to get in on that, but he's not gonna force it. Like he'll bring it to people, to everyone. But it's up to them whether or not they want to sign off on it.
Right.
It's just a, hey, these are things that we haven't really fully explored. Here's two researchers that are really good at their jobs, and their little son creature.
Yeah, so over time,
Respond, but it's in parentheses a winky face.
Exactly.
I'll quickly just state for Lore. Lore's mother is made the new advisor to Skydusk.
Oh, good for her. She deserves it.
Yeah, especially after everything that Edson put your family through. And your father is named head researcher of the province.
For them.
So with this grant between Automid and Skydusk, yeah, your father and his new team get to start researching the ruins in this area a lot more closely, and start uncovering a lot more of what may have happened in the past.
Good, because Velky's also going to hand over his great somewhat great grandmother's journal to the Historias.
Yes, yeah.
Because he trusts them to actually write history as opposed to whatever has been done in the past couple hundred years here.
Right. And over
that is their goal. Tell it truthfully. if not sometimes a little chaotic.
Over
Unconventional.
time, they're definitely going to get a much more unabridged series of events that happened with Springkeep as it becomes more and more apparent that the Knight has been rewriting things as needed.
Historians are the type of people who would lick a bone to see if it was a bone or a rock.
Real.
Just so you guys do know, the bones at Canadian Tire are real. They are just really lacquered.
Yeah, that makes sense.
The
If you were
bones
curious.
at Canadian Tire?
Yeah. In the, like, hunting section?
Like decor?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like, there's, like, a hunting section, and they'll be like, bear skull is real.
Good to
It-
know.
It's very lacquered.
I didn't even know that existed.
Well, we don't exactly go into the hunting section very often.
Yeah, that's
if at all.
that's
Neither
fair.
Do I, to be fair?
I was very concerned about the bones at Canadian Tire.
Yeah, Jer knows where the bones are hiding at Canadian Tire.
There's also lick the bones, as if that was not implied.
No,
It
that
was outright stated.
Yeah, that was not implied. That was not subtext. That was text.
Okay, good. I gotta go for just like a second. I'll be right back.
Mhm.
I know that Laura's part's coming up, and this is important stuff. I'm so sorry.
No worries.
Yeah, go for it.
I have an angry puppy. I'll be like 30 seconds.
Yeah. Other things Velky does.
Yeah, you and Orlin reunite and get to have your friends meet your friends. When things are not stressful, Orlin loves the dragon. Loves being around the dragon. The dragon is Orlin sized.
That's true. Which means it's bigger than Velky.
Yeah, exactly. Though Orlin would like to know what the state of affairs is for religion in Springkeep.
I mean, Velky would, as much as he was brought up to believe in one religion, he is kind of opening his brain up to no longer being monotheistic, if possible.
Letting the entire pantheon maybe be brought back in.
Yeah, I mean, they've been doing it anyway. Who's he to stop them? He's met people from every, well, at least a couple now, and they've all been kind of mean at first, but really good people. So he'd also like to extend a hand to Rogar and invite him around.
Sure. Then the people of Automid can open up their... Well, they don't really have borders. There's a forest that's really hard to navigate.
True. He just wants people to know that even if they still want to worship Shatir, they can. There's still a good part of her somewhere.
Fair.
He'll introduce them to Shadara as a concept.
And Wish and Sympath and Voshin, and eventually the other gods all make themselves known here and there through new acolytes and clerics and paladins and just visions of other traits and possibilities. And Oedicus, can't forget Oedicus.
I was wondering if you were going to forget Oedicus or not.
No, Oedicus is great. Love Oedicus.
There's so many things he can do in Automid. I don't know if you want me to keep going, but I will.
Yeah, let's do a little bit more.
Okay, find Scrya.
Yes. Over time, I mean, if you wanted to, you could probably just scry on Scrya and jump to wherever she is, though she is pretty set on the making the trek to Krona once again.
Yeah, I think he's just gonna let her take her time.
It only takes about a month or two for her to walk the whole way.
her.
She does get caught up thinking she can make it through the wandering forest on her own, but that's not the way that place works. And eventually does get a guide.
Can I ask just a weird question?
Yeah.
Can we bring up the world map?
Yeah, of course.
I would like to see it again. Nice. Okay, she's going from Ardton to... Yeah, okay, that makes sense. Of course she would hit the Wandering Forest first, yeah.
Yeah, the problem with the Wandering Forest is it covers the entire border because it wanders. One thing we didn't really get to do because it just didn't end up coming the way you go. You enter the Wandering Forest through Vrosa, and you need a guide because you could walk along the entire forest and it always be the same distance every direction. Because the forest wanders. The forest itself is always moving to make you get lost. It is weird.
I want to live
The
there.
worst place, I love it.
The Historias...
I wish to live there.
The Historias have studied it. They wrote a book on it.
Oh, good for them.
They know its secrets, but their secrets have been kept secret.
Yeah, that tracks.
But yeah, basically, if you do not have a special guide to get through the Wandering Forest, you will just get trapped there forever. Well, not forever.
You want to be there forever.
People usually end up, like, if you try to walk in a straight line, you would just pop out where you started.
Horrible.
I want to live there.
It doesn't physically make sense, but it happens. So her thinking she could just get through it. No, you can't do that. But once through, it is just a trek through the desert, which is like the last hurdle of this pilgrimage. And then she finds herself in Krona and to you.
Obviously, the first thing I do is give her a hug. And some water.
She laps it up like a cat.
And baby.
When you hug her, she doesn't quite know what to do with herself at first. Because even though, like, you have talked things out, she still feels bad for what she did.
Yeah, she's allowed to feel bad.
And it's
I'm not
probably
going to police her feelings.
It is probably going to be a long time before she can forgive herself. And the big thing, a big part of it is that Barry has also vanished with courage. So her two best friends have just kind of are now fighting against you.
Yeah.
But she takes to the openness of the new religion of worshiping the pantheon and whatever god you wish.
Does she find a god to love?
Let me see if there's one she would lean towards. I need to get to my next campaign sheet for that. Oh, that's on a different Google account.
You can tell me later. Account? Why'd you make a new Google account just for this?
I didn't mean to. It just happened.
Uh-huh.
Because I have, like, because I'm logged in on different things on different devices, and then when I go to do things, I'm like, oh, I'm not on the right account, so my Google Docs are wrong.
Yeah, that has actually happened to me before. I get
it. That's why my notes are all fucked. I have all of the Google Docs pasted into one of my Discords. Secret Discord.
I also have a
Like,
secret Discord.
Oh, nice.
I have like 30 channels.
Okay.
It is actually insane. Look at everybody's secret Discords. Pop off.
I even have one channel in my secret Discord called Furniture for Dad. What the fuck is that?
I love it. I need no elaboration, but I do need like pictures or I don't know. I love that. I want a Furniture for Dad chat.
I mean, I mostly
get added
just
to
use
that.
mine for emotes and
It's so
stickers
valid.
and soundboard.
I think with the openness of it, she actually does lean to Shadara. Because she started it all wanting to be about protection, protecting others.
Yeah,
protecting our
true
friends.
protection.
The other one I'm leaning towards is maybe Diench for humility. But I think protection from Shadara is where she goes.
Then Velki offers her the position as the new, like, acolyte.
Nice.
Start the church up, if she so chooses.
And I think the way that it works is, like, there is a chosen acolyte for each of the gods in that ends up being the main follower, but you can jump around to whatever you want.
Obviously, he will assist her, considering his position, not as princeps, but literally as blood position.
Yeah. Rogar ends up being the acolyte for Sympath.
Okay, well, if Velki ends up being the acolyte, then he just gives her the position of head church. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's just... I'm just thinking of, like, the other gods end up having someone that can represent them here. Yeah. Is there anything else here you wanted to touch on?
Probably, but I need to think of more things.
Okay.
Other than Sprig and Darien. They'll come with Rogar, so...
Yeah. Sprig and Darien. Okay, lore.
Lore time. Okay, well, Lore goes with Velki, obviously for a bit, and he hangs out with his parents a whole bunch. And I think before we kind of like do what Lore's doing, I think Lore needs to have a very serious conversation with his parents.
Right.
You know.
Yeah, that conversation that they never had.
Oh, but yes.
Yes.
So me and Michael kind of talked about this, and so originally the conversation was just going to be like a catch up and stuff. But I feel like that we'll just kind of say that conversation happened because I feel like some other things happened that were a lot more serious that need to be addressed more importantly. Me and Michael talked about this briefly. Michael, I hope you know what I'm talking about.
Yep. So,
yeah.
You find your parents in Skydusk, obviously, in the capital. Your mother, now newly appointed advisor. Your father, still trying to fix the library.
Let him do that on his own.
The main problem with fixing the library is that he has his way that he wants it organized, and all the librarians that have been working there forever don't want him to do that.
For him. Honestly, I feel like, okay, I'm gonna paint a picture. Michael doesn't get a choice. I'm the DM now.
Oh, finally, I'm free.
Free from these shackles. No. Okay, so trying to fix the library. Vespa's sitting on the desk. They're kind of hanging out. The librarians have had enough of his shenanigans, are letting him try to fix it. Whether or not they'll fix it again later, clear. And Laura's gonna come in, be like, "Oh, I don't know what happened in here, man. Something bad. Whoops. I should fix this."
All the people that work here know it was you and just stare. Well, you ends in.
Well, hopefully they don't find, what was it, like gum or something? Something sticky that was permanently forever put behind something.
Yeah, the sticky grenades and everything.
Oops. But yeah, Laura's gonna come and hang out with them for a hot sec.
Okay.
Like I said, so the conversation that we were gonna have is now this conversation. But instead of having it before they went, we're gonna have it now. So we'll just say that they had that previous conversation. I know that this is all janky.
Yeah.
But it makes sense in
That's
my
okay.
brain that this conversation is more serious than the other one. There wasn't supposed to be a more serious conversation though. So that's why it's janky. It's because the other conversation that happened before they went to like all of the stuff to the underground place was supposed to be the serious conversation. But yes.
When you first see your mom, she gives you a hug.
Laura will hesitate, but will hug her because he misses them so very much. I'll sit next to her. And talk about some normal stuff first. Yeah, so this is Marigold. I don't know what he is supposed to actually be, but I made him a ferret, kinda.
Okay.
There's something else before. Now he's ferret. You can feed him some fruit if you want. He does bite. He's not very nice. He's supposed to be a very sweet boy, but he's not very nice. He's very trainable though. See, watch. Marigold, do a trick. Trick, come on.
Make an animal handling check.
Oh man. I mean, that's super valid because Marigold is not nicest. Because he's had to eat nightmare muffins for like months.
To be fair, he doesn't know why these nightmares are happening either.
He's so traumatized. He's just like, guys, I don't fucking know. He fears sleep, and so he's just really grumpy.
Yeah, he's always trying to stay awake.
It's only a 9 because my animal handling is bad.
The main problem is he wants to do the trick, but he's just tired.
Marigold will get a nice rest soon.
This poor ferret. Well, I mean, you've run out of the muffin now, haven't you?
Yeah, oh no, he's not eating it anymore,
Yeah,
but
so
the damage has been done.
Yeah, he's
so
gonna
tired.
get there. He's
He
gonna
fears sleep.
he is gonna
Every
get
time
there.
he sees a muffin, he cries.
Well, and, like, he's been on adventures. He's like, he's been underwater. He's burnt up a little bit. He's been in like severe weather. He's been electrocuted. All of the regular shenanigans. He's been covered in paint. No. He's up strong. He's still a good little guy. He just had the life of an animal had the life of an adventurer.
Yeah.
And had horrendous nightmares the entire time.
One
Related
thing
to the
though, you
adventure.
mentioned all the things that have happened, like the being underwater and the singed and the electrocuted. Physically, he seems fine. physically, nothing seems wrong with him. He is perfectly fine having gone through all that, except for the paint is on him.
He's got no paint on him now. He was
Yeah.
scrubbed.
There's not like a single singed piece of fur. There's no like cuts, bruises, scars, or anything. It's like he hasn't been touched.
Um, yeah, Laura will keep talking to them, and he'll just. He's probably already told them that he died that one time. I feel like that was like a week ago. I feel like that was not that long ago in terms of where this is taking place. Or
Yeah.
could be a month.
Yeah.
Whatever. It feels fresh to Lore still.
To which
But,
they are.
yeah.
They were very scared to hear you died, but happy that you got better.
Yeah, well, because immediately after he did come to them and, like, was very scared and was having a bad time and wouldn't leave Velky's side for a bit there. But he's getting better. So he's like, I don't know, I feel like I've died before, but not like that. That was, like, real permanent.
There is a difference between just like hitting 0 hit points and actively dying.
Oh, absolutely. Laura's just like, I don't know, like, I feel like death was gonna be, like, normal, like, the last time, but then it was, like, way different, you know? Yeah, there's a difference. But yeah. I have something I have to talk to you guys about that's very... I don't know. So, since I passed away briefly, I've had something that's been really weighing on me that I feel like I should probably come clean to you guys about.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, you're always able to tell us anything.
Yeah. This is something a bit more sensitive. But anyways, and he'll step back and he will drop his tiefling form that he's been in for... He's been back here with them. Into his changeling form.
Right.
He is very nervous. So I might not actually be your son. And I may have not actually been your son for like 15 years.
I want you to make an insight check.
Oh man, my insight's not good. Only 12.
You got a 12?
Yeah.
Your father seems very surprised. I rolled 2 dice for this. But your mom seems less shocked. Not in a... You don't get in the sense of, oh, she knew all along kind of thing, but more in a sense of like... It doesn't hit her as hard as it does your dad.
Okay. Like, David, does he seem okay? Not shocked?
Surprised. He seems okay. It's more gonna be like, what? What happened? And I assume
So
you
it was
go into
a
detail.
long... Pardon?
Michael's gonna say, I assume you go into detail of what happened.
Yeah, I'll brief it for a hot sec.
Yeah.
So it was a long time ago. It was when the blight was still very bad. And it was when your son was playing out in the kind of near the forest. I don't actually know where you guys were because you were very fast. The blight was faster. And something did take him into the woods where he did die. I had been left there as an accident. I can explain that more because I actually found the Changeling Island. I would love to take you to. But he died. Put up a good fight, a great fight actually. He did very well for a toddler. And I just took his place. I honestly think that you've known me almost twice as long as you knew him.
Well, that is 100% for certain.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't take long. Despite seeming to be the one that was most surprised, your father is the one that tells you, no matter what, you are our son. You've been with us all this time. And your mom will say that after going into detail of what would have happened that night, she says
More specifics, more like the actual timeline.
The timeline of it all. She says,
yeah, well, because they did come eventually once they realized that this was happening.
Yeah.
Pretty sure that was how his mom lost her arm. It was like a whole thing. I don't remember the specifics, but it's definitely written down in Laura's OG backstory.
The main thing to come out of it is had the roles been reversed, had it been them who died and the changeling parents taking in tiefling lore, they would have been more than grateful to know that their kid had been taken care of. So there's
really glad to hear that.
There's no animosity. There's nothing like that. It just means that that your family is a little more special than they once thought. These two, the Historias, and I guess did your changeling family have a last name?
I don't remember, but I know that Laura's name was Vala, because
I don't think
around everybody else, that's how they introduce themselves. It's now their middle name or even second part to their name. It's Laura Vala Historia, but they've never dropped the Historia.
No, they do not have a family name. It is just the one names. Single name, birth names. Yeah. It just means that your families have now intermingled more. And your mom will just tell you, always and forever, I will love you.
I was really happy by that. He was not going to tell them. This was a secret to the grave. That grave got sooner, so...
Yeah. The problem was that you got to the grave and it's well, now I guess I gotta tell.
I feel like it, when he came back, it just felt way heavier on him. It was something he just originally felt... Well, because he did, when he was little, he felt really, nervous and he felt bad. Because he did feel, sad that he watched, a little kid... Well, actually, technically, the OG lore is, 2 years older than the lore we know. But, anyways, it was, sad to watch, this kid die.
Yeah.
But it felt like too good of an opportunity to, he had to take it essentially.
Yeah, your parents died and you've been on your own, and now here's the chance for you to have a family again as a kid yourself.
He was little and he was one track minded, and so but he did feel bad. And like there was times where I feel like he would be in changeling form and then like panic and go back to tiefling form because he was like thinking about telling them, even really small. But then he couldn't do it because he was like, they're going to kick me out because their kid is dead.
Yeah.
So Laura was never going to tell them, but it just feels heavy now.
And your mom says, that does explain where you got your musical talent from. Your father can't even whistle.
Yeah.
And your dad's like, I can sew, see?
Dude. I was wondering if you ever noticed that I kind of just gave up on... not gave up, because I'm still good with a sword, but I definitely lost my talent, air quotations. I was wondering.
We maybe tried to push you a little too hard on it. And we are sorry that you ended up dying on this quest we put you on.
Worth it, though, because I met some really good friends. I don't think they would have let me die forever.
Absolutely not.
Yeah. Anyways, that is the serious conversation that Laura wanted to have with them.
Yeah.
I feel like they'd end up like talking the whole night. They talk about Marigold some more and about more in depth on like just how they came to be, as well as like the changing island, because Laura is at like kind of keeping it secret.
Right.
And about Valky's dragon, and about Vespa's new position.
With coming forward about being a changeling, because Lore had switched back to being a tiefling a lot. Does Lore now go back to being a changeling more?
Yeah, Lore's gonna probably stay in the changeling form often, though sometimes in like times of great stress over the next 6 months, if he gets really, really anxious, he'll go back to his changeling or his tiefling form.
Yeah.
It is kind of like a comfort to him.
And despite everything, every now and then your parents will like point out parts of your changeling form that still look like them.
Oh, well, I mean, he's still like, I don't know, if not subconscious, grew around them. They've still molded him. Yeah.
Even if there's no genetics there, there's still other ways to be like your parents.
Exactly. They all have prosthetics also now, and that's not a genetic thing, but it is a Historia trait.
And I think one thing that Vespa has done is have Momvi develop a small piece that is like your family crest to have adhered to all of your prosthetics between the three of you.
Aww. Love that.
Oh, that's so cute.
It's so sweet. Love them so much. Which is good. I wanted to have this conversation first because then, based on what Lore does over the next 6 months, is with that research grant, but also just wanting to hang out with their family before Vespa has to like hunker down and do like a buttload of work. But also Lore's like, I don't know, man. I've seen advisors literally go to the opposite side of the fucking place and still kind of figure out their shit. Like, literally, Onate is not an advisor, but a princeps, just pretty much ruled through the telephone for like ages. So like, she can leave for a bit, right?
Yeah, I mean, she can leave for a bit because
the telephone.
Momvi is there. The big thing is that there at least has to be one person there that is responsible and in charge. Onate's being able to leave was highly reliant on Eden taking control.
And now Luna.
One thing, I don't know if it's before the conversation you have with your parents, but Emmett actually comes to you, Lore.
Okay.
because you revealed yourself as a changeling to Emmett and Tone previously.
Laura's gonna single-handedly bring back the changeling population, despite them
Yeah.
never technically being gone.
What he
Mostly,
wants,
more or less.
well,
gray
what he
area.
first asks is if you found out what happened to the changelings. To
We'll
which you
tell all about the island, and can even take them there if they want.
and he
Definitely gonna take his parents.
he would like it if the changelings want to reintegrate back into society, and he wants to help make that transition as smooth as possible. Just because what happened to them is a travesty. The fact that they felt the need to hide on an island for so long, so much so that they'd even like try to find a way to sneak out of the kingdom secretly. So yeah, he would like to work with you to help the changelings come back out into the open.
I agree with Emmett.
Love it. Well, that works perfect because that can be part of what they're doing. What I was getting to is that Laura's gonna travel around with their parents like some kind of researching with the grant, some kind of just like. I feel like they'll be like, we're gonna go to the ruins today, and then they'll see a forest and fuck off for like 3 days instead. Be like, well, don't tell Belky that we didn't do the grant, but we'll do it tomorrow.
Well,
You know, like that,
care
like-
what you do as long as you're having fun and learning something. And
Because the historians are very much a chaotic sort of bunch, you know? They're like, I don't know. I know the ruins, we're getting to the ruins, but like, have you seen this moss? What
Yeah.
if we went and did this for a bit? You know, like they're very like scattery. Like they get good results and they get it in the end. But yeah, so Laura will travel around with them for a bit. All while he's gonna be writing a song about his friends and about their adventure.
Nice.
And then eventually Vespa will have to go back to her work.
Yeah.
So Laura will actually travel by himself for a bit on the 6 months. Doing his own research, but also mostly spreading his music of his friends now. But because Laura hasn't had time by himself in a very long time. And like with the party, he's kind of discovered himself. And so he thinks that he's gotta be by himself to kind of solidify that a bit.
A really big thing.
But he goes back to dinner and has dinner with Velky all the time because he can just sort of be away and then just be back. So.
True.
Yeah, you can literally be wherever you want, whenever you want. Same with Onates. One big thing that becomes apparent in all of your guys' travels is that with the blight gone, people are able to travel a lot more than they ever have. It is now completely safe to travel at all times, with the obvious exception of there are still monsters out in the wilds and bandits and the like, but there's no longer a threat of just suddenly being ambushed by an army of things that just disintegrate you if you're killed.
So glad.
So you see people travel a lot more.
Or probably join up with some people for a couple nights and then go somewhere else and then do his own thing. When he's off on his own, it's even more chaotic and lawless. It literally is just, there's no like maps or anything involved. It's just like, today I will go north. Tomorrow I will go west. You know, like some days he just literally goes in a big circle and is like, ah, shit. But he's just following the whims of his heart.
Okay.
Yeah. Is much it what he does.
Okay, then we'll jump back to Chess. How many of your stuff do we have left, Chess?
Let me look. I did that one. Technically only one.
Okay.
Because the other one is the thing he is doing the entire 6 months, which is going all of the places.
Yeah. Okay,
And
so
making
what's...
his presence known.
So what do you got now?
He is going. Onates is going to get rid of Onates. In that I mean he wants to combat the production of the drug as much as possible.
Okay.
If that involves literally level 20 druid ransacking production sites of it and just, doing what a level 20 druid does, then maybe that, but he wants to shut that shit down.
So not only have you taken out the gang, you are also making sure that every means of production from the ground up has been entirely destroyed.
Yeah, he wants that shit gone. It is caused too many problems. Not even just like his own personal connection with Carrie, but everything with Rico, and with the fact that it was a less refined version that made Monvi sick. He wants that, and the fact that it is the raw material shares a name with him, and it's probably not good for his image. He wants that shit gone. And he knows that he's not gonna go around fucking blowing buildings up, but he knows that he and his friends have the power to stop this.
Can I make a suggestion?
Sure.
The fastest way, aside from literally destroying the production line of the people making the drug / end poison, through your connections of the Masons, the stone itself becomes a lot more sought after by people, so that it is mined normally a lot more.
Okay.
For use in masonry and building and stuff.
Okay.
Suddenly it is a really big thing that your countertops are made of Onates.
I like that. He goes through the proper channels.
This is some asbestos type shit.
Instead of vigilanting this shit, he just plays the system, sees the means of production.
So suddenly it is a lot more difficult for people to mine it for illegal, illicit purposes.
Oh yeah, I like that a lot, actually.
Also, it helps keep your connection with the Masons strong.
I did write, but I think I talked to you and decided Onates wasn't gonna push for the public vote.
Yeah, because elections.
Because I ended up not liking that because I realized it was an election and it squigged me out. Couldn't tell you why I would be squigged up by elections in our current time.
Yeah,
almost like you said, there's no way I'm allowed to lose, actually, so I'm gonna rig it.
Well, no, here's the thing, is that if it was still that, I had a thing in my notes that he was, even though he's doing this thing where he's going around, he's not doing it to
promote himself. He's not campaigning.
I actually wrote that he was promoting Emmett as much as he was promoting himself.
Very good.
He was talking Emmett up to people and being like, yeah, Princeps Emmett is, and he probably still does that. He genuinely thinks that if it's not going to be him, he would want it to be Emmett.
We're definitely going to get to this soon. Because if it's not an election, then that means it comes up to the Princeps to have to unanimously agree.
That is my whole list. There's probably other things he does that I can't think of. Obviously, he has to do birthday things for his friends, more importantly for his boyfriend, because I didn't realize those were happening. But
Yeah, it makes sense that they'd all be in this section since we didn't hit any of them in the regular campaign play.
You'd have
except
to
for Sagus's.
Yeah.
Except for Sagus's, yeah. You'd have to like. I'd have to maybe like come back to this next time. Like I'm not gonna have anything this time.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, he just travels around, helps and talks to literally every person he can manage. By the end of the 6 months, he is probably like fucking exhausted, but he is very happy with what he has done.
Yeah. Okay, then let's pull ourselves back to Zintris.
Hello.
Zintris, as you're trying to figure out what you're the princept of, it very quickly becomes apparent the only one who will have any answers on that is Gale.
Oh boy.
You can choose to talk to him if you like, or you can choose to not care what he thinks and just make it your own. Do whatever you want to do with this.
I need somewhere to start, so...
You're so valid.
Yeah, that's valid.
I think you can just declare yourself the principle of certain things, and like, who's gonna stop you?
Where do we think Gale's being kept? He is a prisoner. Is he being kept prisoner in Ardton in Donmark, or did Onates wish for him to be in the dungeons of Mornren?
So part of me wants to put him in that fucking prison off in the middle of goddamn nowhere in Mornren, but I also hate that place. Almost more than I hate Gale. So
that place is also technically...
There's many god-awful prisons here.
Yeah, there's also like the awful underground church prison in Crowmouth.
I don't think Onates would suggest the one in Mornren. I think that has too much bad connotations for him with the Kinkus. Where do we want to keep him, people?
Well, if you don't want to keep him in Mornren, I would recommend either keeping him in Ardton or keeping him in Crowmouth. That way one of us can look at him.
Let's keep him in R10.
Okay. Considering his group is who also assassinated Emmett's parents, he is more than happy to...
that's fair.
Yeah.
I mean, they also technically assassinated Tone's parents via poison. He did nothing wrong.
I feel like Tone's province doesn't have a prison. I think they just beat you senseless.
They actually have the biggest prison everywhere. That's where Billion's from.
Yeah, that's where Billion is currently incarcerated.
Oh.
Billion, free my girl. Yeah, I think she's free currently, but...
Yeah, she's currently free, but that's where she was put for tax fraud.
Billion would never be imprisoned again because she knows a pirate. If she asked Sierra would put her on the tardigrade and just keep her out in ocean. Nobody would ever find her.
Well, I'll just say about Billion. Please carry on.
Yeah, let's put him in Ardton. I think it's fair to put it under Emmett's justice system.
Okay.
Unless Emmett says we can't see them. In that case, sorry, Emmett.
No, yeah. Emmett will allow Zintris to go talk to Gale. It is with guards nearby, though I'm pretty sure Zintris is stronger than the guards, so...
That's debatable, but...
Zintris is a more capable fighter. You are a higher level. Huh, it's weird. I feel like I'm at level 20 out of 20 and these guards are only like level 10.
Anyway.
Yeah, so you're granted audience with Gale and are allowed to ask whatever you wish to ask.
I want to ask iTunes not to update right now.
We cannot do that, Matt. We must update.
How do I want to ask this?
Be
So what-
forward with it.
Maybe.
So, what exactly is the Princept of the Night?
The Princept of the Night. If you are asking about land or ruling, then there isn't really any.
I figured as much, being a lost Princept.
The Princeps themselves are just the children of the king. The ones in line to rule. When the kingdom fell, literally on this land, the land was split amongst the princeps to rule until a king would be chosen. The Princept of Night. I did not like that. I threw away my crystal and my title. So if you're looking for something to rule, you have nothing. Unless you wish to be king. In which case, make a grab for the crown.
So basically,
Back
what I'm
interest,
saying
but mostly out of gigs and fiddles.
is my Princept status is just a status.
Essentially, this land was never meant to be divided in the first place.
True enough, from what we've seen.
When a king is chosen, we can return to our greatness in the sky.
Okay, well, I think that's pretty much all I
All you needed?
need. Yeah.
Yeah, that's fair.
So it's basically, for me, just a title, unless I do something with it myself.
Unless you want to take some land.
No, I'm not going to do that unless unless I can claim the island in the center.
Well, the island in the center is completely surrounded by a magical storm that no one can get through. Still. You could claim the sea. Though I think Sam might have something to say about that.
I was going to say Strizel would love that, but yeah.
If there's nothing else for you then, Velky and Lore?
Oh, I had something. Oh yeah, I wanna know personally, if there's any reactions from like my old friends Scrya and Orlin, people like that, to having an eyeball again. It's very exciting for Velky.
Yes.
I forgot about that.
Of course. Orlin basically like climbs you to like get a closer look. he is very fascinated by this. Skryia is a little too shy to say anything, but Orlin has a million questions like, can you take it out? Does it do anything? What's it like to see? If you close your left eye, can you still see out of the right prosthetic eye?
Yes, no, yes.
Yes, no, yes, yes, no,
Wait,
no,
can
no, yes,
he
yes.
take it out of his head?
Yes.
Pretty sure it's in there. Okay, he can, right?
Yeah. If you take it out, can you still see from it? Like if I take it in the other room, can you see?
I've never tried.
Do you try?
Yeah.
Yeah, you can still see up to a point. If it gets too far, it's like the connection is lost.
I was going to say it loses Wi-Fi.
Yeah, it loses the Bluetooth gets out of range. The blue eye gets out of range.
So Velky is seeing from two perspectives.
Yeah.
Okay, he gets a headache and he dies.
I was gonna say, does he vomit?
That's he now suddenly has vertigo.
Yeah, it gives the worst motion sickness you could possibly imagine. Though, like, it would probably be disorienting, but you could then close your left eye and only see out of that eye and, like, look at yourself.
Ew.
Well, looking at yourself would be weird, but it would be really helpful if you, like, rolled it into different
Yeah.
rooms.
You
Should take that back.
This is how we
entirely.
spy on people now.
Yeah, you can like stick your eye around a corner. You find that
But
you
to
get
Marigold,
about
train him to take it into other rooms.
you can get about 60 feet before the connection is lost.
Actually pretty significant.
Yeah. So yeah, some fun experimentation there.
Lore plays with this idea after finding this out.
That's awesome.
Amazing. I love it.
Finally, Rohan has left again. Alright.
But Orlin is very happy for you and hopes that this helps you feel less burdened by what happened in the past.
He does, yeah. Feels better about it. It's also just cool in general.
Anything else from lore?
Not really. Or does want to help with reintegrating the changelings. How does that go?
It's a slow process.
Velky would
Well,
also
I'd
like to
imagine-
help with that.
Lore and Velky would go to the changing island on like a weird diplomacy sort of situation and be like, "Hey guys, if you want to move back, we will help you."
Yeah.
Bring Emmett
Nobody
along.
really knows how to do it, you know? Like, we need housing. And we're like, we can get housing. Anna taste quickly. Anna taste, can we get housing? Like that.
Yeah.
Gotta turn that horrible prison, actually just level it to the ground and then build beautiful condos on top of it. Problem solved.
Yeah.
Well, the horrible prison is technically the remains of ruins that were in Mornren before.
Yeah, I know.
But
No, turn that shit into like underground living, like cool little like
like ruins edges.
yeah.
I
And
think
so
we should help them find homes if they do so choose.
Yeah.
We don't make condos. We help them find normal houses that would integrate them properly.
Yeah. So the thing you
Comfortably.
find with the changelings is there's some that just want to stay on the island. They
Good for
like
them.
they
The
like their
island's
life there.
Wonderful.
You have
so.
ones that do want to integrate back into Springkeep. And then you do have ones that just want to leave and travel the world.
I think they should get the choice,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah.
Something they've never had before.
I mean, Laura's considered living on Changing Island also because it's wonderful there, so that's understandable completely.
And it takes a long time to actually set up a permanent teleportation circle, but if you wanted, you could set up a teleportation circle to that island.
Oh, it seems like a cool thing to do.
I think that's like a year's worth, though, of...
Look at me in the process.
Teleportation circle
Yeah.
5E.
I feel like if you get more than one person in on it,
And also, it can be unfinished, and we can like ferry people around for a while, or even like Melody's not, causing chaos. We can.
So you can
like,
create a permanent
get a
teleportation
boat
circle
also.
by casting this spell on the same location every day for 1 year.
as long as somebody
Okay.
casts it, that's all that really
Yeah.
matters.
So you have someone
Yeah, we
begin
can
to
do
build
that.
a teleportation circle in that location. And if Onates allows it, probably one in Pleawood as well.
Yeah.
Nice.
So you guys can make sure that you can travel around to everywhere as needed.
It doesn't sound like it has to be Velkian lore every single day.
Yeah.
So I think that would be something worth doing.
All right. It'll take time, but the changelings will integrate.
Amazing.
With that, we're going to take a quick break.
We're not done yet?
I mean, we can
I'm
be.
mostly fucking around. It's already 9:30. I was shocked when I looked at the time. He said it's the break, and I was like, wait. What do you mean it's 9:30?
We can stop here and begin next session at the beginning of the Princept gathering. And maybe
Probably best, just so we don't have
yeah.
to break it up, maybe.
Okay. And let
I think
the
that sounds
current
pretty cool.
Princepts in the group kind of decide who they want to have become king.
I just need to make sure that before we head out, in general, that Emmett and Tone are gonna come and give me hugs at least once a week. It's mandatory.
You keep up to date with them quite easily, especially once you all have your connected sending stones.
Okay, good, because I'm gonna start using Nazrin as a fucking carrier pigeon.
Astoria family commandeer Nazrin for a couple days just for fun.
He'll allow it.
I mean, like, commandeer into a different room. It's not like they're gonna
Yeah.
snatch him away.
Yeah.
I know. I mean, he's grateful that they're gonna take him for walks and stuff because he needs to get out and stretch his wings. So
Yeah, well, they're absolutely. I feel like they're the whole family. All three of them are definitely on that. They're all of them just kind of observing him, marking down stuff as he grows. I feel like David would definitely go through every book on dragons and try to compare and contrast just all dragons, all of them.
we're also gonna make like a really big stone in the courtyard so that every day I can measure him to see how big he grows.
Right.
Yeah. Oh, I love that.
But it has to be
Laura's
really
also on
big
there.
because like I don't know how big he's gonna get.
Like a giant, just a behemoth of a monolith is in the middle of the courtyard. People were like, "What is that?" And it's like, "Oh yeah, that's the growth chart."
That was my Nazrin monolith. Monolith.
Monolith.
I was gonna say mausoleum by mistake.
Yeah.
Not what I wanted to say.
Is there any final comments before we head out then?
I'm sure if I think of something, I'll let you know.
Okay. Then thank you all for joining me on this 6-month jump. Next time we will be crowning the king, unless y'all decide, you know what, fuck that.
Oh yeah, but when we start next time, it doesn't have to be this time. I want to get in cahoots with Zin and ask him who he's voting for.
Yeah.
Just for fun. I'm gonna wage a prank against Onates.
Yeah, well, that's what I said, that I would vote for Zintros if he wanted to become the Princeps, but obviously, or not the Princeps, the king. Obviously, just as a funny joke for a little while, not permanently.
But anyway, may carry on. I'm done now, for real.
Me too.
Thank you all for
Great.
playing, and we'll see you next week.